when it comes to immigration, my feeling on it, it's a duality to it. And when I say a duality, it's one part of that duality is that we lack a lot of common sense sometimes. From the standpoint of we tend to get upset over things that we created the problem. If you don't really want someone in your country, then you should have never let them in. But you can't want somebody to come into your country to be a slave and then be upset when they're trying to prosper and bring their family, because nobody wants their family to be a slave. Every slave sacrificed so that their family won't have to slave. That's the fucking point. So, since this country is based off of, not necessarily, it's not fully based off of enslaving people, but a great important chunk of it has a lot to do with early classism and early, like, oh, well, we're here, you're here, you do this type situation. And for me, it's kind of like if somebody say to me 2 times or whatever, it's like, I don't like something, or I'm not about that, or they show me like a couple times that this is not what they're about, I'm not gonna keep looking for them to be what they already showed me they're not about. I feel that it's too late to try and kick people out of a place that you've always invited them. But you can't invite somebody to clean your toilet and then be upset when they go in your fridge. Like, bruh, like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, you had me here for all these years, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, and now I done gained some knowledge, and I don't want my family to have to go through what I had to endure, and you're upset because, I don't know, my son or my daughter or my wife wants to go in your fridge. You know, it just doesn't, it's not adding up, man. It's just not adding up. So, but the second part of that duality is that we have to, because it's becoming more populated, right? Overpopulation, like there's more people, same amount of highways. I forgot where I was at, but we was just talking about it the other day. I think I was in Florida, actually, in Miami. And me and this chick, we was riding. And she was like, we was in traffic at a weird time. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? She was like, it's more and more people as they're building up all these apartments. If you go everywhere, I travel a lot of places, especially here in America right now, like everybody's in a competition to build the biggest and best city. They're building these new condos and apartments everywhere that you look, but there's still only 2-lane roads. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're putting, and then the reason I bring that up is because, once again, these microaggressions, when you keep building up these high rises all around you, right? Boom, 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 building up high rises, but you don't add more streetways, that means that you put more people, you bring more people in, you get their money, but then you put more people in traffic, and now we have a beef with each other. You made the beef because you didn't take advantage. You're cheating the budget. We're like $400 trillion in debt. That's not even a real debt. Like, what's 400 trillion? If I owe somebody 400 trillion, you ain't never getting it. Because why do I owe you 400 trillion? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is not a debt. This is just how you want to rock. And I feel that we set ourselves up for failure because we're half-assing it. So that's what I would say when it comes to immigration. It's a mix of, it's too late to try and kick people out, and then so many people coming in, and we're not really catering for it. So it's always going to be a problem. I would say my biggest concern is martial law happening, and like a massive one. You know, people are getting frustrated all around the world, man. It's always somebody thinking about starting a revolution. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody that has the means and the mindset to start a revolution. It just takes the right things to trigger it. And when it comes to the future of this country, the future of the world, there's no telling, man. There's really no telling. You know, I just feel that people with less are upset of how much the people with more have, because people with more, like the rich, stay rich because they support the rich. But when you broke, yeah, I could support you with some dap, but I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you doing your thing, my nigga, but I can't support you because I don't got no money to support you. Oh, well, with the rich, they do fundraisers. And you go to the fundraiser, it ain't no goddamn Girl Scout cookies there. It's rich people supporting more rich people ideas, because that's how the rich stay rich. Or whatever. So, like, in places where it ain't no middle class, I think that the people who are not middle class and definitely not upper class, they're getting sick of it more and more and more. And when people get tired, everybody reacts differently. The next election, right? How important is the next election to me? I don't know, because I don't know how it's going to affect me. I can't vote, right? Oh, I can't vote because of my past record. But Obama was the only time in my years of living where there was a president in office and something they did actually affected me and my mother. Where I was like, wow, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? President Obama passed something called the Widowers Act years ago when he was the president. And that act allowed widows whose husbands passed away that were filing for their immigration papers, that even if your spouse was to pass away, you could still continue and file for your papers, which in the past, you would spend all this money to go through the, getting your papers, boom, 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 and God forbid, your other half will pass away, and then they act like they don't know you and you lose the money. And so when Obama passed the Widowers Act, that changed the game for mad women out here. It almost felt like he was talking directly to me and my moms at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because that actually really affected us. So my point of saying that is, with the election, you asked me, well, how important is this election? My nigga, I will not know until I see what this president-to-be does. Because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like Trump is a money president. So when it comes to, do I feel like I made more money as Trump the president than Obama? Maybe. I don't know. But that's because the economy is moving in a money world, because he's a money type of president. You know what I'm saying? Like, every president brings their energy to the White House. And that energy is infectious because you're the goddamn president. So whoever's the next president, we're going to see what their energy, how it affects when it comes my way.